You know, it's the Vegan Goons podcast live from Urban Vegan Roots in Astoria, man. I'm Miles Hollywood Castle, and Dave is on the camera. Dave is a man of many things, and now he's a cameraman today. So this is what we're doing. But we got a really special guest who had a really special event here. We have Nicole S. Norton Evans, man, and her book Georgetown. So we're going to talk about that, the details. What was the idea? I love Georgetown. I was a Georgetown fan coming up, but I'm curious to know why she named the book Georgetown, and we're going to get into all of that right now. Mm-hmm. So Nicole, talk to me. What inspired all of this?
It's a lot. It's I don't know where to start. This book is pretty much intimate for me. I don't want to give it away too much, but it's about my mother's life. Georgetown is, of course, Georgetown, short for Georgetown, Guyana. I felt that it was a need to really explore what immigration was really about. And it's kind of crazy that everything that we have going on today,
right?
The dynamics, it kind of circles around her life back in the 70s.
Wow, for sure.
So it's repeating itself.
Wow. So that definitely, I get it now with the cover. I see the color. I see the colors. I get it more. I completely get it. So, let's dive into a little bit about her life,
Of course.
Just a little bit. Let's go into a little bit about that.
Well, a little dabble would be, it's crazy because my dad just passed in October of last year. And I gave her a surprise party early last year to kick this off.
Wow.
And later that year, I had the surprise party for my mother and buried my father later in the year. So it was like a,
double-edged sword.
Weird, crazy time. Georgetown is about a young girl that finds peace in America. She explores the opportunities while she's in Georgetown, Guyana. But the problem is that all of the opportunities were not there. She knew from hearing, people coming back from America talking about how exciting it is, the afros, the leather jackets,
absolutely, energy,
all of that good stuff. She wanted to see if it was real. Is this real? Is it tangible? So for her, she said, I'm gonna make this happen. So she saved money, little money that she had. Her grandmother was her guardian, and she lost her mom at 12 years old. So there was a depth to her anxiety. And the anxiety started at such a young age. And back then, they didn't have all the things we have now.
Right.
She put me on to boxes. They used to throw people in boxes when they died. They didn't have the zip tie. It was crazy.
Right.
So with the little room that they stayed in, she made do with that. And all of the philosophies that we learn today in America were not even thought of in Guyana. Granted, there were mainstream, films and movies that they heard about. They even had theaters out there, of course. It wasn't like a rundown.
Right.
But it was 5 years behind, at least.
Right, the bare minimum for sure.
Right, the bare minimum. So they didn't really have all of the things that they had in America, not even close.
Right.
I want to focus on her grandmother overall. Most families that don't have a father and a mom, the grandmother is usually the sole provider.
Talk about
the one that takes over.
That's usually Big Mama. That's so true. Wow. No, definitely. I know for me, definitely the matriarch and my family was the grandmother too, for sure. So she was like, my mom was the boss, but she was the big boss. And we all just followed that pecking order as such, the way that went. So I completely understand. So just to go into this, so is this your first book that you wrote?
It is.
Okay.
It is.
Well, and what inspired that? That's just to say, because writing a book is not an easy task. You're taking on a lot when you do that. It's a tall task. I know we see more people doing it, but that doesn't make it easy.
Right. It doesn't make it easy.
It doesn't make it easier. So, what made you go about doing that?
Trial and error. Tribulation. Trial and error first, because I like challenges.
All right.
I love challenges. It doesn't matter what it is. somebody said to me, "You can't write a book. You know how hard it is to write a book." I was like, "There's my challenge."
All right.
Challenge number
Ding,
one.
ding, ding.
So the next thing was tribulation.
Uh-huh.
When I heard how many things, well, I actually saw it firsthand as a kid. I saw the things that my mom went through.
Right.
And as I got older, I said, you know what? Let me ask her questions. Because some people forget about that. They forget. They wait until the person.
No, listen, I'll
Kicks
be
the
honest with you.
bucket.
Listen, my mom's passed away. I have so many questions
Right.
that are left
Right.
unanswered.
Yeah.
But one thing I was blessed about before she passed away, like maybe 2 years, we sat down and talked about most of her life story.
Right.
So I don't feel too like a lot of things ain't unanswered, but there's still a couple things.
Of course.
I feel like she kept away. So, but yeah, for sure.
But why do you think she kept it away?
When you know somebody, you just
Right.
know,
Wow.
like, she's a protector, and sometimes as we protect
yes.
things, we
That's
also
true.
can hurt
That's
it by
true.
not telling,
That's true.
by not
That's
giving
true.
that.
That's
So,
true. Did she give you some recipes?
of course. I mean, yeah, she was a phenomenal cook.
Because that's like the
Absolutely, absolutely. I could throw down a little bit, even though I know I'm always eating here. But I don't get to fine tune it. But when we was in the pandemic, I was cooking all through the pandemic
Right,
for sure.
of course.
I was getting busy, and I'm
course.
vegan, so I got
That
to
really
it.
makes it better.
Absolutely. So yeah, but
How long did it take you to write the book?
Oof, 7 years.
That's what people don't understand.
right, that's what I'm
7
saying.
years.
It's a tall
7
task, man. Like, it's not an easy task. I know sometimes, as I said, it looks simple because you think other people are doing it, but you gotta understand it's a heavy burden to go into it. Like,
It really
it's
is.
some heavy weight, some heavy lifting to get done. Like, especially when you want to do it right, Like,
So true.
yeah, it's
Have a publisher, an editor?
No, it's I do have an editor. I self-published. The editor, Alice, she's just adorable. She's like 70. She's been in this game for like so long before I was even thought of. So when I found her online, I met her. I was just like, yes, I found somebody that knows what they're doing.
right.
Because usually these young editors, they're pretty much money hungry. They don't
Right.
really invest the time and the effort that they need to do for the book to be successful.
Absolutely.
You know?
At the end of the day, people don't treat it like it's their own. And that's the thing about it. They just, they got us on this conveyor belt mentality. And they don't give the proper energy to each project the way they get. But quick question, what's your background? Because I want to know, like, what made you get into, see your background before you got into this stuff.
I am a writer first. I do have a website, nowprmagazine.com. We have over 80 writers. And I started out with one article, and it hit a lot of people's domes. Like, it was like, you need to write something else, like, because this really hit me. I was like, all right, so I'll start something. I'll start a movement. And it picked up. And I said, I'll just do a website. And then we have now over 90,000 readers. People that come to stop by, to read.
That's tough.
They share, so.
Wow. Dave actually comes from writing too. He wrote plays.
All right, Dave.
TV scripts. So that's where he comes from too.
How I know it's really hard to
Right. No, for sure.
He did stop by. He did say that. So I was like,
he comes
wow,
from
he
writing.
must know something.
He understands the process of writing and especially he was in the entertainment business of writing, which is even crazy.
Oh, man.
That's a whole different
That's
crazy
another
animal.
ball game. Yeah.
That's a crazy
Another
animal.
ballgame.
But where else can they find you? I could say that. Where else can they find you?
Nicole S. Norton Evans.com. Author Nicole S. Norton Evans on Facebook and on Instagram.
Okay.
PR Now Magazine on TikTok.
Are
But
you on the Amazon, the book on Amazon or anything like
it
that?
is.
Okay.
It is. I'm just going to show the title. This is the title here. We are on Amazon. I'm saying we like I'm like,
No, beautiful. It's a beautiful cover. I mean, like, you could just tell it was made intention with that full intention. Like, you just see it. Like, I love it. Really,
Thank
really
you.
great. Really, really great.
Thank
Are you going to have any more book releases? What do you know what I mean? You got to go on tour. You got to keep touring.
I mean, I would love to, of course, come back here. I love the vibe. I love the whole idea of what you guys are doing.
Absolutely.
This is incredible. Like, people need to come through.
Yeah.
I see the pictures and everything brings me back to a time when I was in high school. Graffiti, when they was hitting on the tables, hip hop, rap.
Talk about it.
Writing rhymes, so I got a little of that in me too.
Of course, we all do, man.
But I'm ready to get this thing going.
Yeah.
I advise anybody that lives in Brooklyn to come to the spot. This spot is super dope.
Mm-hmm.
Super dope.
Somebody's asking, so you're at author Nicole Norton Evans?
Norton Evans. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Perfect, man.
But, I know,
but you should be doing book tours other places. You should, you know what I mean? Just keep, because the thing about it is now you truly got to be, so many people are doing it. Now you got to, the grind is truly what's going to be the full separation. You can have a better quality product and that don't even matter. It's just that people got to constantly see it and it has momentum. Once it gets momentum, sky's the limit.
Yeah, I always believe that there's always a block. And that block, once you pass that block, you're good.
Nah, it's true.
You know?
It's true.
It's always a block.
And just get into that block. You're going to lose some
Doesn't
blood.
matter what-
You're going to lose some
you're
blood.
gonna lose a lot of blood.
You're going to lose some blood on this
You're gonna lose a lot of blood. They're gonna suck you alive.
You ain't lying, man. But yeah, I guess that's it, man. Make sure y'all go support Nicole, man, and all her endeavors. She got her own website. Go directly to her website, not just her Instagram.
Now
Go directly to her
PRmagazine.com.
website, man. You can go to Instagram, but go directly to her website, man. Come on now. I need my own direct website now at this point too, for sure.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
Nah,
I really
no problem.
had a great time.
Nah, thank you.
Great
Thank
time.
you for choosing Urban Vegan Roots, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I guess we out, man. See y'all later.